Guam looking for another sort of setup that they would want to do here. This time, it would arrive with a Rafaela and the Sicilian combo, something that we've seen, which is the Sicilian, but the Rafaela is going to be here, but the Brokey is going to be the addition. Womi, this is probably the some of the new things that
and maybe clear some waves and potentially bring this to late game. But other than those two picks, they don't have as much as damage that Indonesia has.
Yeah, at this point, if you are Guam, you're gonna have to find a way to at least cater to the absolute aggression that Indonesia has been showing ever since the first game. And we've seen that especially with at least 14-0 or 15-0 game number 1. So
that's where you surrender these turtles, these lords quite fast, because the retribution damage coming in from the Suyu is just definitely insane. And right now we could see that they're going in for the trade inside the jungle of Indonesia, as the turtle is freely given away to Indonesia.
Yeah, at this point in time, they're really gonna have to find a way, because again, the Albert is getting a lot of those as well, getting those objectives simply while not even getting anything in return.
And look at this, Sans and Luke just going at it. Zukata Zen pops the Revitalize, tries to survive for a bit more, and Luke might just bite more than he could chew. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, but looks like the Alpha will be able to take one kill. Slopsy goes down as well, and JBS, they gotta escape. The heals are there, but it has to dash out, and this is what Guam is doing right now. They're trying to protect the jungle, but looks like in the bottom lane, a 2v1 setup. The Brody ultimate doesn't really get one, but that's two from Secret. Sanguine Claws lands, and Kiboy in the zero bush here. JBS low on mana, but here comes the taunt and the combo. Kai goes down, and Kiboy with a Revitalize just keeps everyone alive. Secret in a 5v1 setup burns the flicker as well, and there you go. 3 people down for Guam and Indonesia once again, going for that winning team fight. And in a 5v1 setup, Zukata Zen gives himself away as well.
You know, Indonesia being surrounded by his opponents there. I mean, he had the right intention. He wanted to go for at least Albert, given the HP already was low, but Slopsy is gonna go down this time around. My goodness, just because of one team fight alone, it has completely even extended or widened the gap of this game so far. Turtle going basically to their side, and they know what they're supposed to do. Yes, Guam would have one kill at least, but Indonesia's looking forward to stop them with just one.
Yeah, the flicker burnt as well for Luke. They were really wanting that kill against Slopsy. They want to keep the pace, they want to continue the aggression, and they don't mind burning a couple of flickers if that means that they could make this diversion play inside the blue buff bush, or the purple buff rather. Slopsy, here comes another round, a 2-man stun, and looks like Kai will be still surviving with the dashes, and the dive might just go bad here for Indonesia. Luke goes down, and Secret is able to stay alive. A 2-for-1 exchange once again, and the playmakers in Indonesia, Luke and Kiboy, has that flicker. They could potentially pull the trigger here, but they are safely taking down the turret instead. Turtle will be spawning in 5 seconds, and that will be the last turtle of the game, and potentially Indonesia doesn't even care for it. They want a fight in the mid lane. Here comes the heavy spin. They do find Slopsy, but looks like the angles are a bit off, and the retributions are called. It's just going to be a turret for Indonesia.
Yeah, at this point in time, they are somewhat going to be safe. That's a turret going down, just like what you mentioned. And not only that, they were looking for something here. I mean, Guam brought a turret down. That's something that they could hope for very well. But in the
wave clearers, such as Kai and Secret, cannot die, cannot be sacrificed in the long run. You need to farm these waves because they cannot go outside of their pace right now. The Lord is already up. I think Indonesia opted to wait for the Lord instead. They did not get the third turtle. They waited for it to mature into a Lord and got that big objective instead. And
damage output that both Kai and Secret are landing towards Luke, it has been completely ineffective, which is why, you know, Zukata Sen wants to go at it, but to no avail. Oh my goodness.
There you go. The torn apart memory cannot dodge that at all. And another kill goes to the hands of Indonesia. Slopsy goes down. Now it's a 3v5 scenario with the Lord marching down in the mid lane. This might just be Indonesia's GG push 9 minutes in. 10 seconds for Zucata Zen. Slopsy 10 seconds as well. And they're already pushing without the minions even crashing in. Here comes Albert. JBS goes down. Heavy spin. A secret able to flicker out and goes in with the Bat's impact as well. Kai burning the Zaman force. And here comes the Lord. Avatar of the Guardian lands on one, and Slopsy able to survive immediately. Luke goes down, and Zucata Zen as well. The Lord able to shred down a bit of the base, but looks like GUAM is defending for quite a bit.
Yeah, they're trying to find a way to still keep this in play. Minion Indonesia already with yet again another 14,000 gold lead, less than or a bit more than a minute to go for that Lord to spawn, and they're gonna have to find a way again. Look at this.
Oh, and that is the way that they have found. Secret goes down, and here comes the heavy spin on it too. JBS and Kai, they're out as well. That's 2 people down for GUAM. Make that a wipeout, and Indonesia goes in for the clean sweep. Just like that, with a diversion play, the series ends.
Oh, that was unfortunate, man. They had GUAM's hopes up. Like, for the first time in this series, they were able to defend the Lord. They were actually in a pace to be able to do something in the later portions of the game, maybe 15 minutes in, where the Sicilian would scale, where Harith would get all of its items, and then all of a sudden, Sans just said, you know what, guys, we know where they are. Let's just go ahead and use diversion so that we can take them down and finish this game. I mean, just like what Wami just mentioned, it's going to be a long day, so let's make this one quick, right? And that is it.
And,
it's a sweep for Indonesia.
And I think the worst part for GUAM here is that Sans might have pulled. And again, we haven't seen the diversion. We just saw it from the minimap. This might be that one angle where you can't even see the diversion. Like, there's like, you could put it right across the map,
Yeah.
and you'll just spawn inside their base.